Hi, welcome to Happy Painting. I'm Carol. Here's my buddy Squirt. Say hello, Squirt. No chance. We got another painting that we did up at Moose Point Camps. That's our Maine vacation in September. So I'm going to bring this one to you. And I'm going to show you a little bit of Moose Point at the same time. So we get this is going to be a seascape. And I'm just deciding where the first big wave is. That was a big decision. I had to get that out of the way. Now that I made that big decision, I'm going to put in a little sky. So the first thing I'm going to put in, this is alizarin and ochre. Wipe off the brush. I don't want it too bright. And we'll just put a little up there. Spread it out a little. Maybe spread it this way. Maybe spread it that way. Okay. So we'll spread that out a little. As long as we're putting that there, let's spread some out on the beach too. I always like that. So put a little red on the beach, here and there. Okay. Alright, let's switch brushes and come up there and put a little blue in the sky. This is the scary part. I'm going to pick up a little phthalo blue, but make sure you wipe your brush off. And let's put a little phthalo blue in the sky. Bad blue. Squirt. So we took Squirt up to Maine with us. And he had a wonderful time. And I want to tell you, while we were up in Maine, he just talked like the Dickens. Yes, he was a talking unit. Oh, you want a peanut already? I want to show them what you were like up in Maine. Had us laughing. Well, maybe you'll get to hear a little of that. Okay, I got that blue in there. And before I'm done, I'm going to put a little darker blue up there. Let's see what this looks like. Oh, that's good. Or this. This is Prussian and black. Prussian and black. A little darker blue up there. Excuse me, Squirt. I don't want to disturb you. Gee, as long as I'm at it. As long as I'm at it. No. Oh, 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 oh. Have to look out for your bird. And alright, let's finish the sky. That would be a good thing to do. Let's finish the sky. I'm going to get a clean, dry brush. And I'm going to gently do some little X strokes on this sky. And then gently mix the blue and the red together. Look out for the blue. The blue will travel. Yes, it will. I could just tap them together a little because I've got a lot of liquid white on this canvas. This is a 12 by 24 canvas. I sketched a few little seagulls on it ahead of time. I covered them with masking tape, contact tape, so they're under there hiding. And I wet the whole canvas with liquid white. And now I'm putting in the sky. And let me steer this blue up just a little. Okay. And then come into this dark stuff. Look out for your bird. He's on that side of the canvas. And he's a troublemaker. Right, Squirt? So Squirt came to all my classes up in Maine. And he sat on his little perch. And he just chit-chatted and chit-chatted. And had us laughing. Honest to goodness. He was so funny. Right, Squirt? He can be very funny when he wants to be. Yes, when he wants to be. Right? Right, guy? Okay, that's pretty good, Sky. Let's move right on. That went in well. Before I go into the wave, well, first I'll go into the wave. I'm going to add a little color to that wave. I'm going to go for, this is a little Prussian, a little black, and I also have a little dark sienna in there. Dark sienna. Camouflaged as light brown. That's what it looks like, but it's called dark sienna. Squirt, you going behind the canvas already? See? And I'm just using my filbert brush to draw a line where that big top wave is. That's my big top wave. And as long as I got that there, I'm going to think about a gully. There's always a gully. I'll put a little color there. This was working well. Prussian blue, black, or Prussian blue, black, and sienna. That makes green. And I'm just going to add a little dark down here. That's the gully of the wave. Got that down there. Maybe a little to the beach. Maybe a little blue on the beach for later. And let's add a little color to the beach. Why not? Might as well right now. I'm going to pick up some Van Dyke Brown and just put some there. And Squirt, what are you doing behind there? Squirt, I even got a toy for you to play with over here. You haven't even noticed it, I don't think. Gee whiz. Hasn't even noticed it. I could even come in with a little dark sienna in the middle. That's a nice warm brown. Okay, look, I'm loaded with colors now, just the way I want it. Hate to look at a naked canvas. Let me come in with a clean 1 inch and push this paint around. Push this paint to the right, to the right, to the right, to the right, to the right. Okay. And that establishes the angle of the wave. Just what I wanted it to do. The angle of the wave. Oh, Squirt's going to chew the number now. Yeah, painting number 90. He's got to chew it. Okay, push the angle of that wave to the right, 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 to the right. Okay, got my wave going where I want it to go. And right around here is where things flatten out again. So let's just push things in flat. And let the colors mix up. That's perfectly fine. Let them mix themselves together. Just want to get color on the canvas so I don't have to worry about it later. Oh, that's pretty good. Now I'm looking at my gully again. I've got to add a little more color to that gully. Right around here. Right around here should be a little darker, I think. Right there, a little darker. A little darker, a little darker. And once I get it there, I'll just push the angle in again. Okay, maybe I better have a cleaner brush to do that before I get in trouble. Yeah, see, I like that. I like it when the dot comes up and down the wave. Okay, push that angle in again. Got that dark in there. So let's go for the wave itself. The fun part. The part that everybody wants to do. The first part of the wave I'm going to address myself to is the eye of the wave. And I'm thinking it's going to be right here. The eye of the wave is the part of the wave that's really nice and light. So I'm going to take off a little paint. And I'm going to come in with some titanium white and cad yellow. And it's going to mix right up with the paint that's already there. And give myself a little bit of a glow. Put a little more white on that one. This is my most expensive tool. Yes, this is. I use it a lot. It's also called your baby finger, but very handy. Just wipe it off. Don't even have to put it in thinner to clean it. Let me go for my fan brush again and pull that little light spot back into the angle. Okay, now I'm happy. I've got a light spot and I've got it pulled back into the angle. Now the wave itself, there's a dump. I'm going to do the dump next. Behind the dump, there's this splash over. Goes like this. There might be another dump with another splash over there. So I kind of know where I'm going. I'm going to put my dump in with my small fan brush. Titanium white. Maybe a speck of the sky color in it. maybe a speck of liquid white in it just to make it come off the brush, but look out. And this is the dump. It goes this way and this way. Kind of wipe my brush off and get some more paint. No paint on the brush, nothing happens. And the dump goes that way. So the angle just changed a little, didn't it? Instead of going to the right, it kind of curls forward a little. So there's that dump. Now the foam, I think of the foam, it's like a cloud, has a dark bottom, and it has a light top. The dark bottom, oh, I'm going to come in with my filbert brush and just add some dark paint to the bottom. Okay, just run that right along there. If you can't get the paint to come off the brush, you can always thin the paint just a little so it'll come off the brush. Look out. Oh, and it goes this way. Now this foam has a dark bottom. That's the bottom. And not only a dark bottom, but it's a hard edge too. It's not a fuzzy edge. It's a hard edge. And that's the dark bottom. And the foam also has a very light top. So I want to get that in there. Here comes the tricky part. I'm going to get some titanium white, maybe a little pink, maybe a little liquid white. I gotta get the paint to come off the brush. But I don't want to use a lot of liquid white. It gets in your way. But let me see what I can do to get the paint to come off the brush. Oh, it's coming off there. I need some white on there. I need it on there. I don't really care how I get it there as long as I get it there. Get a little white along the top edge. And let's tap it in. I have my little stomper, little deerfoot stomper, and I'm going to tap the top edge into the bottom edge. Remember, that bottom edge is a hard edge, so we don't want to stomp the edge out. Just want to stop the top. You know how we tap out our bushes? We leave the top alone and we tap out the bottom. Well, when you're doing foam, you leave the bottom alone and you tap out the top. That takes care of that, except we need a lot more white on there. We'll get it. Let's just clean this little deerfoot, tap it into some titanium white, and get some more on there. And get some more on there. Just tap it there. Oh, that works. You can put a little liquid white in it to get it to come off the brush. I'm just going to tap a little up there so I get some white on top. I got white on top and I got shadow on the bottom. And that's my foam. And you can play with it all you want, but basically that's it. Foam is done. So I think I'm going to start to look at the beach. Okay, stop playing with that. I'm going to look at the beach, decide if I have enough color on it. If I want more color, might be a good time to add a little. And if you add color, you have to push it in. Push it in. The beach is always flat. Think flat thoughts. Flat thoughts. And now that I'm down at the beach, I'm just thinking about putting some water lines on there. That's pretty easy. I use my knife. I use liquid white. I have a paper towel so that I don't get into trouble. Wipe your knife. Load it nice and neat and come for these ripples on the beach. And those are my last little ripples on the beach. And, you know those lappy waves that come up on the beach? Easy to do. Easy to do with your knife, just like that. Okay. Now I'm going to look above and let's see what these seagulls look like up here. So I'll take off the contact paper. Got that one. Squirt, what are you doing behind there? You want a peanut? Squirt, I got a peanut for you. He's such a chit-chatty little thing. Come on. Well, come out of there. Well, this is picture 90, so if you want to write to me about the picture, Tell me picture 90. Here's your peanut. Or you don't get it unless you sit back where you belong. So if you write to me, I'll send you the pattern and the directions to this picture. And you can try this one at home. Is he coming? Oh, there he is. He wants his peanut. So write to me and tell me about picture 90 if you like it. I'd love to hear from you. Even if you don't like it, that's okay. I still love to hear from you. So look up my webpage and talk to me. I'm going to use my liner brush, and I've thinned down some gray, which is just black and white. And I'm going to come up to my little birds and put dark on the bottom. First I'm going to put in the dark, and then I'll come back and put in the light, and then whatever happens in between happens. Right, Squirt? Is that okay with you? So I'm thinking the bottom of the birds is probably their darkest place, right there. Might as well do all three at the same time. Alright? Why suffer unduly? We'll get all three done at the same time. And I use the liner brush. You know, these birds do not have to be perfect. Thank goodness. Phew. Glad of that. Let me rinse the brush off. You know, let's put a little of this pink on them. The pink from the sky. That would be nice. Look, Squirt's all done with his peanut, and he's right back to his old tricks. Right? Right back to his old tricks. As if they were picking up a little of that glow. That's kind of nice. Okay. Now let's go back to our dark, I think. Just a little more dark. And then I'm going to put the light on. A little more dark. Oh, a little more dark. Right in there, maybe. I just kind of tickle it in there. It'll all come out right in the end. Trust me. Uh-huh. Because you can get in a lot of trouble that way, can't you? Okay, let's go for some white. Let's get a little white on them. So basically, I put the dark in. I come back. I put the light in. And then I'm just going to kind of stomp the colors together until my bird starts to look good. And because he's far away, he doesn't have to be perfect. Thank goodness. Glad he doesn't have to be perfect. Squirt, what are you doing back there? I have no idea. So Moose Point is a fishing camp up in Maine. We go up there every September for a week. Stay in a log cabin. Beautiful place. Get fed 3 wonderful meals a day in the lodge. And paint. And bring a few students with us. And we have just a great vacation. There's loons in the water every day. There's an eagle flying over. Oh, and the colors in September are just gorgeous. We see moose on the lake almost every day. And we have a great time. So I give classes up there, and I'm showing you a few clips of our class. We have fun. This guy's got little feetsies. That's amazing. Okay, I kind of got them put together. Except for coming in and giving them a little stomp. Now I have a little itsy bitsy baby stomper, a little tiny deerfoot, and I might just come in. It kind of just pat them down a little. Makes the colors come together. And they're so far away. Detail is not an issue with me. So, pressure's off. Detail's not an issue. Just get those lights and darks where you think they need to be. That's the most important thing. And kind of tap them together so it calms them down. Okay, well those guys are holding their own. Maybe they need a little more dark on them now that I look. And I also think there might be a few more seagulls in that sky. So let me go for the seagulls first. I'll just come up and throw in some of my little M birds. These are the far away ones. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh gee, we need an odd number. Let's make it 7. Now, a little extra dark because they're looking a little light. So let me get a little. Okay, and then maybe this one too. And then maybe just a little extra dark on this one. Well, I'm glad they don't have to be perfect. Whew! Pressure's off. Of course, when you have a lot of time and you want to fitz around and make them look as perfect as you can make them, then that's quite all right. You can play. It's wet on wet. If it doesn't come out nice, you just brush it out and you make the whole thing over again. I'm thinking of putting a little wave action in the water. First, I'll come in with some white. This is titanium white on my little knife. And if I come in there and remember the angle that the water takes, that's a very important thing. Goes up and down. And scrape in a little wave action. Up and down. And I'm going to smooth it out, but first let me get it there. Up, down, and flat. Always have to follow the angle of the wave, which is up, and down, and flat. Right there, flat. Now that I've got that little bit of action in there, I'll take a little mop brush that's kind of soft and very gently smooth them down. Angle, angle. Go with the angle. Go with the angle. Pay no attention to the bird behind your canvas who's doing things. We don't know what they are, but they're very scary, but we don't know what they are. Okay. Smooth them down. They're flat at the bottom. Remember, it always comes to a flat. Okay, so we got ourselves a little action in there. I like that. And you can even come in with your liner brush. And let's thin down some of the dark wave color. And you can put these happy little veins. I like this. The dark ones go in here. Angle, remember angle. Always the angle of the wave. And you can put dark ones in there. And light ones, let me go for, I could thin down some liquid white, maybe even put a little speck of pink in it. And light ones can go over here. Yeah, okay, and you take your time with these little guys. Put some nice little veins, that's what I call them. Little veins. It's really just foam action that lives in there. I have one more little trick I'd like to show you. If you get a load of liquid white on your knife, neatly wipe off your knife so you can see what you're doing. Get a very neat little load and paint on the knife, put the paint on the bottom, run it right across the top edge of your wave. Ooh, ooh. Kind of puts a little white cap on that wave. See? I like that. So that turned out well. I know you can do it. We did it up in Maine. We can do it down here, and you can do it too. So happy painting. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Beautiful Moose Point Camps up in Portage, Maine. It's a fishing camp, about 18 miles up a dirt road. Oh, but I love it. Not another living soul around but you and a few guests, and the cook 3 wonderful meals a day. We wake up in the morning to loons on the lake, an eagle flying around, and moose walking around the shore every morning. We stay in wonderful log cabins and have our meals in the lodge every day. It's a wonderful vacation. Nothing to do but relax and paint. You would love it too. So I would say, you got this dirty brush too, so let's smooth the color back up to there. So that there'll be some dark underneath. The very next thing I did was a drop of water balloon. Is that true? You probably got to come. Why don't you scrape this corner off and wipe it with a paper towel thing, wipe it, and that'll be where you can put your white paint together. Don't you look nice with the light on it? Yeah, so you got to clear away a little bit of a spot. I'll move the color. I just did this. Yeah, that's where you're going to draw it. Yeah. Titanium white flattened out in the runway with a little liquid white in it and that large fan. That's what you're in. And you just kind of groom that brush nicely and say your prayers.